The Philadelphia Eagles may finally have a strength at the linebacker position instead of a weakness. And your dad, uncle, grandfather, all of their favorite Eagles player today is linebacker Zack Baun. Let's talk about it. So this past Friday, the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Green Bay Packers 34-29. And in this battle, I was actually very impressed by the Vic Fangio-led defense. And one player in particular stood out, and that was newly acquired linebacker Zack Baun. In fact, I would say that the linebacker room as a whole was a strength. Nakobe Dean had a very solid game, but I want to talk about Zack Baun today. I want to start by reading off Baun's stat line to you guys because I don't think many of you realize just how insane of a game Zack Baun had. 15 total tackles, 11 of them solo. 11 solo tackles, Zack Baun ending the play. 1 tackle for loss, and 2 sacks in this game, including the game sealer to take down Malik Willis and give the Eagles a 1-0 start to the year and a win in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Zack Baun played unbelievable. I was watching the game, of course, with some Eagles buddies, and I said to them, this is the best linebacker play that I've seen on the Eagles since TJ Edwards 2 years ago, and one of them said, yeah, but he's even faster. And Zack Baun, in my opinion, could do it against the pass and against the run. This guy is showing out as perhaps one of the biggest steals of the offseason. Because remember, Howie got him for little to nothing off of the Saints because he couldn't get playing time over Demario Davis, and he just ended up being a special teams guy. But for Philly, he might turn out to be their best linebacker this season. Devin White missed the game with an injury, but I've been hearing rumblings that Nakobe Dean and Zack Baun both had a better training camp than White. And while I love Nakobe Dean for his athleticism, he's just not as, good in the passing defense as Zack Baun is. And I read off Zack Baun's stats to you overall for the game, but let's dive a little deeper into the passing stats, shall we? In 24 coverage snaps, Zack Baun only allowed 3 receptions on 5 targets for a total of 11 yards. That's it. He had a 64.6 passer rating and was a negative 5.6 coverage EPA, the best on the team. That means he had a bigger impact towards the Eagles winning on the defense than anybody else. Slay, Carter, Huff, you name it. Zack Baun was statistically and on the eye test the best player on the Eagles defense Friday night. And Eagles fans, what have we been saying over the past 2 to, however many years you want to say it, is the biggest problem with this defense and Howie Roseman for that matter? They ignored the linebacker position. They don't make it a need, and then they don't have guys that can finish off plays with tackles, with secure tackles, and even just play in coverage over the middle of the field. How many times have you heard, not just Eagles fans, but your friends in fantasy say, I'm starting my tight end against the Philadelphia Eagles because they can't guard the position, or that Eagles pass defense last year, juicy matchup for my quarterback? Not anymore. The Eagles defense stepped up to the next level, and yes, Quinyon Mitchell, we could talk about him probably tomorrow, but today, Zack Baun is the highlight of the Eagles week. I would have given him game ball. I think he's the Eagles MVP of this week easily. Well, maybe not easily, because Saquon Barkley did give the team 3 tubbies on offense, but of the defense, without a doubt. Zack Baun brings to the team a secure tackler, a guy who could stop both the run and the pass, a guy who could blitz, and a guy who is fine in his role. Oh yeah, and a guy who could sack the quarterback as well to win the frickin' football game. Zack Baun is going to be one of those additions that we look back on at the end of the year as Eagles fans and we go, how he cooked there. How did we steal this guy? He is a huge part of this team. This guy is going to finish the year, if he stays healthy, with over 100 tackles at the linebacker position, and he's going to lead the team in tackles. You know who led the team in tackles last year? Safety, Reed Blankenship. Do you know what that means? How many people were getting to the second level constantly that Reed Blankenship, who is an absolute dog, was leading the team in tackles? That's bad. That is bad, and that is a sign of a bad defense. But Zack Baun, the guy, he's a monster. He is one of the more underrated pickups this offseason. And while everybody's going to be talking about Saquon Barkley today, and rightfully so, Saquon absolutely balled out, but we gave him his love in the postgame show. I want to give some love to Zack Baun, who absolutely deserves it and played a very good football game on Friday. And I look forward to him being probably the best linebacker on the Eagles all season. But as always, guys, those are just my thoughts. If you love the Philadelphia Eagles, make sure to hit that subscribe button on the channel, as I got a ton of videos coming out for you guys throughout the week talking about the team. And then, of course, you know, game previews, game reactions. It's all here on the channel. If you love the Eagles, hit the sub button, hit the like button if you made it this far. It's good for the algorithm. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.